up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse. I'm Coach Quad. I am J-Man. This edition of the Pulse, we give you guys our WWE Battleground 2015 review. Last night on the WWE Network, both Quaddy and I attended Battleground with the whole entire crew. Had BJJ there, had my fiance Nicole there, had Kristen and Robert there. Be looking out for Robert's Sports Show. Probably having that review coming up with all the videos being taken down.
After we do our show.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun last night. As it is
we?
for...
Did
I feel like we did. I feel like we
You almost
did.
got in a fight.
There were some assholes behind us. There really were. I mean, when you're sitting there and just
shitting
shitting on Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins and everything like that, that's blood boiling material right there, boy.
That's if we had a wrestling shit.
What are you wrestling on YouTube? You're like, yeah, fucker, we do. Isn't it time for your nightly blowjob of each other? Why don't you two fags go back and start finger fucking each other's assholes? That's what I really wanted to say, but I had to be calmed down.
But no, if you did that, then I wouldn't be sitting here.
Quaddy gets in jail, and we let Quaddy out of jail, and it's like, that's what happens.
And then, just wait.
It just ends in bad time. So hopefully you guys checked out me and Robert's 1 minute live reaction to the show. Just needed to get something out there really quick. You did the same thing at Extreme Rules in 2013 for that, so hopefully you check that out. Actually had a lot of views, so thanks for that. So I mean, we had a lot of fun. Got some solid matches here. We were really looking forward to the show. Obviously, had a lot of hype of other big things that could be happening in the show, which we ended up getting at the end of this night. Overall, a really enjoyable experience. Had a lot of fun. The live atmosphere. The crowd was great. The crowd was really hot. You really had that anticipation of the hype of everything going on and the feel of everything going on towards this show. So you had that feel towards it. The crowd was there for sure. So it seemed like everybody really enjoyed their time. And we for sure did. Any live notes you want to talk about? Anything? Just no? Nothing?
I'm good.
Good. Had your Buffalo chicken tenders when you got there?
Yeah.
Weren't too fond of them. I probably would have devoured those. But
They were good.
It
was like they were like soggy. It wasn't like you could tell they were just like, Buffalo. Meh.
You gotta give Quaddy some cred for just trying one of the doors that nobody wanted to walk in at the entrance. Like we were just like normally it's just like everybody funnels in. Like it's like a FEMA concentration camp, like after a fucking hurricane or something. Everybody's just flowing in like a motherfucker.
About all that.
And there's like 2 doors that people were going in. We were like, the other one's locked. And so Eric's like, who? Quaddy? Who? What? Who the fuck is that? Goes in and tries to open the door, and he's like, it opened. So we just go in there.
I didn't even say anything. I just like walked in.
We just like, and everybody followed behind us. We got our sign shown with the Fight Owens Fight one that I made with the spray painted black ones. It was during. So if you guys check out, go back, watch it on the network or whatever, during Owens' entrance.
Were we on there any other time, guy?
I'm not really recollecting anything really coming to mind.
Were we really on there any other time?
We might have to get to something else, I guess, that he might be referring to later in the show. We're going to go ahead and get this kicked off for all the live notes. We had the pre-show here. We had the Battle for the Crown. As fucking stupid as that was. We had King Barrett going up against R-Truth here.
I was in Buffalo.
No, this wasn't Buffalo Wings at this time, was it? Okay, so you don't remember anything. This is fine for a pre-show. Really, whatever. Pretty much exactly what we thought it was going to be. Barrett won and retained his crown. The crowd was really hot for the start of this entire show. At the pre-show, everything, we really got that feel like they were going to be there tonight, and they definitely were for pretty much the majority of this show. Barrett retaining here, and whatever pre-show, it was fine, whatever. Kicking off the show, they started with St. Louis's own Randy Orton going up against Sheamus here. This just dragged total ass, and this is on both of our parts. We were sitting there talking like, Jesus, like, we understood the gist of what they were going with having, the peanut gallery over here, the media gallery for the Pro Wrestling Pulse. Having start with the show with Randy Orton, St. Louis's own. Obviously, that's a smart call. You had the huge pop for Randy, and he was getting the crowd going. And then you had a Randy Orton Sheamus match that we've seen 35,000 fucking times that really never gives you anything interesting. This was okay. I mean, it was what it's just you can't really get excited or anything like this when you've just seen this match 5 years ago and you saw it 5 years ago 5,000 times. So it's just like whatever. Randy getting the win here, the RKO, pretty much out of nowhere, basic shit here, and I'm sure Randy will go back into hiding and do nothing for a little bit and come back in a couple months like he's done this entire year, which is ridiculous. Seeing Sheamus first show, our first show after winning the Money in the Bank, first match on the night, and losing in his first. I'm just like, okay. I mean, not that I want Sheamus to win. Obviously, you want to see a Randy, get back on track and do his things, but just what they do with booking and stuff like that. I'll get the towels. You go get the towels.
I have to go upstairs.
Go upstairs. That's fine. Whatever.
Your dad.
Okay. But yeah, having Sheamus win the Money in the Bank and then have him be the first match on the show and then just, making the Money in the Bank kind of look weak. But it could just be set up for maybe a cash-in coming up soon. They want to make, people kind of forget about him and shove him down and do that kind of stuff and then have the cash-in. But this was what it was and just dragged some major ass for the 16 minutes that I got.
I was eating during this match.
You didn't eat all of it?
No.
No.
I ate the rest of it later.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's called preservation right there. That's food.
Called thinking outside the box.
That's what Quaddy does. Quaddy's an outside
thinker.
Box thinker. It's Quad. How many squares are on a box, bro?
How many squares are on a box?
In a square. How many sides are on a square? How many squares are on a box? Answer that question first before you answer the one that I was trying to say.
Let's just continue.
Oh shit. Thank you. 6. Is there 6 sides to a squared box? I don't know. Fucking stupid. Yeah, so Randy getting the win there in a whatever opener for what it was. We had the tag titles up next with Champions Are Boys, PTP's Primetime Players going up against the New Day.
This match was actually better than I thought it was. I was shooting very low for this match, and then, of course, when Primetime Players came out, we had a dance. Did
I watch or rewatch that? They show the guy dancing with his friend right front to the left of us. The guy in the Kevin Owens shirt.
Really?
They showed him. I'm like, dude, me and Quad were ripping that shit. I'm like, are you kidding me?
This match was, like I said, better than I was thinking. Nice seeing Primetime Players continue on with their title hold. I don't know why we continue seeing this. I would like to see Lucha Dragons up with Primetime, but just continue on seeing the Primetime Players rock and roll.
Yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, pretty much exactly what I thought you would get out of this. You pretty much stock match with these guys. I mean, it was fine. Like you said, cool to see the Primetime Players, the New Day doing their little, funny comedic shenanigans and stuff like that, and provided, exactly, totally on par tag match that is perfectly acceptable.
Really? Golf reference?
Had to get the golf reference in there. PTP's retaining their tag titles in that matchup there. Next matchup, I can't remember this one this much. I'm not really recollecting this match off the top of my head here.
I don't remember anything about this match.
I actually don't remember anything about the match. I had to rewatch it because we were doing other things during the match.
Where are we?
We had the new face of fear going up against new face of fear Bray Wyatt going up against Roman Reigns in this matchup here. Really looking forward to the entrances of this. Bray Wyatt.
Wyatt's entrance always
is epic. Always is epic. Always can't wait for that. So it was great. One thing that we did notice when we first got there, and of course Robert was shitting his pants. Was the aisle that we were in. And we told you guys we were straight head on. And we were actually a little bit off to left, so we had the aisle seat and then the next 6 seats or whatever. And so the aisle that we were speaking of that we backed up to was the exact aisle that Roman Reigns comes down for his entrance. So if there was ever we've had numerous discussions about just when the Shield came down, like how fucking cool that would have been. And then you have Reigns not changing anything that he does and just basically keeping everything about the Shield and his character. And always coming down there, of course, me and Ryan and the random shit that we just talked about, just like God, we can only wish to get right there so we could just let some random shit loose on that. And I did. Don't know if you guys have checked it out. If you saw the live reaction video, I put a link in it there. I could probably put a link in it on this one, more than likely will. If any of you guys want to go out and haven't checked it out, literally all you have to do in Google is type in Roman Reigns fan, and it's the first fucking thing that pops up on Google. I'm not lying. If you haven't checked it out, I don't know how many hits that Deadspin site is up to, but from last night it was up to 22,000. We'll get our Pro Wrestling Pulse Media manager on it to check out. You should check out Deadspin's website and see how many hits that channel's got. But it was up to 22,000 last night. I'll probably be running the clip over and over from what I'm talking with right now over what we're doing here. Just keeping it random as fuck and doing my sarcastic shitting on Roman Reigns, and I
I wasn't
keep it random as fuck there.
I was doing something productive too.
You were holding up the sign that got taken away. We had a Pro Wrestling Pulse sign that I made a long time ago for some show. I don't even remember. I hold on to my signs and stuff like that, and Quaddy was holding that up. And, of course, after I did what I did, I thought the guy was coming to just take me and throw me out of the fucking arena for, completely defiling, I think that's probably the wrong word, the WWE PG product, because fuck your PG, and I'll turn that shit up, on its head.
On its head.
But yeah, I mean,
really?
every...
Time out.
That was a good...
That's a good pun.
There we go. Every single time he comes down, nobody does something entertaining or fucking hilarious. Like, it's just what we do, man. It's just what we do.
So, to pretty much wrap up this match, we laughed about that for the good,
for the entire length of the
19 minutes, and then the last 3 minutes
because we got, during the match, my dad got a notification from somebody on Twitter.
No.
He's like,
he found it himself.
Did he find it?
He found it himself.
I think this shit's blowing up right now, because I didn't know, obviously you don't judge where the camera is or anything. I was just doing that shit the whole time, just this is going to be, I'm going to laugh my ass off when I see this, if I see any part of it. Because Ryan was not able to attend, I'm like, God, I hope Ryan's watching, because he'd be doing the exact same thing with me right now. That's what we did. We did the same thing when John Cena's entrance. If anybody wants to go back to Extreme Rules 2013, just watch the beginning of John Cena's entrance. When they do the camera span right there, yeah, you could.
Oh, that's when I stared at the camera.
Yeah, it's where Quaddy stared at the camera, and me and Ryan did exactly what I did last night. Just fucking bunch of retards, just acting random as shit and keeping it random.
But end of this match, we saw Luke Harper return to the Wyatt family.
Yes.
Next match.
The match was good, actually. The match was pretty good. I rewatched the entire pay-per-view. And yeah, pretty good stuff. Got a lot of time. Got over 20 minutes. And, these guys are pretty stiff. They go out there and high-hitting type stuff like that. And, having Harper come back out and, look like the rejoining of the Wyatt family and everything, which is the exact right call. Because that's the best you could have out of anybody. It makes Bray Wyatt look better as far as the cult leader. It makes Luke Harper look better because he's got somebody with him. It just makes him more relevant and brings him a little bit more up. Didn't have Eric Rowan because he's hurt. A lot of his speculation will maybe going on to SummerSlam. But this was enjoyable, and it was pretty good stuff, and had to go back and rewatch it. But just had to keep it random as fuck. And, a lot of people are putting on that Deadspin site. They're like, oh, this guy's an HBK fan, because there's a thing back in the day where HBK did the exact same thing that I did, and it's exactly where I would get it from, is something like that. And then somebody put a gif of that on it below the video of his entrance with me on it, and I was like, that's fucking perfect, because that's my shade to some old school fucking heel HBK right there. So yeah, keeping it random as fuck. You guys know what we do. Next matchup, we had a impromptu added to this card. We had an interview earlier tonight with Stephanie McMahon saying there would be a triple threat Divas matchup with one woman representing each of the three little factions going on. So it ended up being the current NXT Women's Champion Sasha Banks going up against Charlotte and Brie Bella. This was pretty fun. I mean, this is pretty much your stock NXT weekly show. Women's match, not to the point of where you get further, live special NXT women's match that are some of the best matches of the year. But this is great. The introduction of them, I think this is a good utilization of that. I think it's smart to put Brie in there. As far as her work, it really meshes well with, Sasha and Charlotte, even though they really just got her out of the way, which was a smart idea. It's kind of like, oh, hey, Brie's still here. Really, the only notable thing she did was her, Dana Bryan spot with the back and forth kicks. But Sasha and Charlotte, they just, meld so well together. They have such great chemistry, and literally, it's the feud of the future when it comes to the women's division and the present. You add in a Paige in there, and then a Becky Lynch in there who was out there as well, and the Bellas and this and that. Is looking forward to changing this from the Divas division to the women's division again. It's great to see, a great starter for what were things to come. Was it the match that you're like, holy shit, this is the one to look out for, their first match? No, this was a setup and a precursor to what we could possibly see maybe at a SummerSlam and months to come. So it was a good introduction for all of them. Charlotte getting the win with the figure eight, Sasha looking great, the crowd behind NXT, the crowd behind the women's division and everything. So that's great to see, and hopefully that can continue into the future with this great Divas division now setting up.
I just kept hearing Robert trying to woo.
It was bad, man. It sounded more like just a crying wolf.
I was thinking more a cat getting run by a lawnmower.
I should just drink this water like Robert does. Oh, God, I will do. I wet up my nose a little bit there.
I bet you're tired after getting up at 3 a.m. and doing an hour on the treadmill.
I don't do that. Robert does that. He's hard as fuck.
Well, life continues. This match was very, very much on point for this pay-per-view and what we needed to see.
Right.
Just seeing these divas, women wrestlers, do what they do best, and then continue on in the future. It's going to be very interesting to see if we have something going on at Survivor Series or SummerSlam. I have a feeling we're going to see a new title holder soon in both companies. I think everybody's coming up.
Yep.
We're going to have a mass recall. Right. Just say fuck it all and just bring everybody up. And
fire sale.
Yep, let's do it.
Next matchup, we have the United States title line. Win champion John Cena went up against Kevin Owens.
This match was one of the things that we were looking forward to when they finally announced it happening at Battleground. Just back and forth, all the same thing as we've seen in the past couple of matches. We were actually watching this in pre-production, and the crowd was so behind Kevin Owens, but they were also the children were behind Cena, adults were behind Kevin Owens, like everybody thought. Just the ending was not what we thought would work. And we bounced ideas sitting there watching the end of it, of things they could have done, and I think J-Man put it on key of having what they did with Austin, just have him pass out. It may look like they'll say Owens is a fat fuck and blah, 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 whatever. But it will not make him look so weak. And if they continue on with this, and Cena could be like, oh, you tapped out here, I see a submission match coming. Thinking about that now.
Maybe.
But I also think we need something new out of this. Because we've had 3 stock matches, which all been great.
Right.
But we need some kind of stipulation, or something more, or something fresh with this. Because after a while, with these 2 wrestlers, it's hard for it to get stale, but it's almost getting to the point where it's like, okay, something new.
Yeah, this is great. Totally on par with their last 2 matches. It's just so hard to differentiate them. I mean, the crowd's always there. They're always, so hot for these fucking matches. They're so looking forward to them. From the first one at Elimination Chamber, carried it on Money in the Bank, which is great. And then went on here. I mean, they're like you said, it's stock, but it's stock amazing matches.
But you also have all these sheep out there, too.
Oh, Jesus. We could go days and days for that. I mean, it just goes along. It's everything that we said, about these before. The chemistry was there. The false finishes, everything going towards the end of this. We had, to my recollection, the first ever kick out of the Attitude Adjustment off the top rope. That's always like the go-to for Cena when he has a couple people kick out of FUs or Attitude Adjustments here and there, and then he goes to the top. I know it's how he beat Cesaro in that great match they had on Raw a couple weeks ago. That's like his stock, like, okay, this match is over, we're going to go ahead and do it off the top rope, and, having Owens kick out there, and we're like, shit, man. And the crowd started to, rise up for that, and they went into the STF spot, had him drag him back, and you're thinking, like, God, is he going to go back again? And then having him tap out there. Like Quad said, if you're going to, I have no problem with having Kevin Owens lose. I just have a problem with having Kevin Owens tap out. It's just that whole... and CM Punk said it, there's no weakness in tapping out. He's always said that before, the tapping out, he used the Anaconda Vice and this and that, saying that to people, and, going into MMA, it's probably a thing he might get used to.
Or he's tapping out.
That's what I meant. But yeah, I mean, as far as looking at wrestling and the psychology and everything like that, when it comes to having a guy tap out, and when it comes to a guy like the stature of Kevin Owens, what his character is, that's not the right guy to be having tap out ever. Because he's pretty much, you stack him up as far as a John Cena never give up type guy. He's the heel version of that. And to have him give up here is not the right call. Like Quaddy said, a heel version of that, to have somebody tap out, is to pass out. And I think that was the right call here. If you have him in the STF for like 3 minutes, to where he's like struggling and then slowly fades away and he can't get out of it, he can't do anything, the exhaustion of the match or whatever the case may be. Same like like he said at a WrestleMania 13 with Bret and Stone Cold, and having him pass out, and of course the great shit that they turned that into. But having him as the heel, he's not giving up. He's like, you're gonna have to fucking kill me, to have me stop. And that's Kevin Owens' character. So to have that would have been the right call, to have him pass out or do this and that. Even on that top rope, attitude adjustment, end it there then. Don't end it with him tapping out. Just end it on that top rope one. Whatever, I'm fine with that. Because he got another, which is exactly what we thought we were gonna get, and it's we don't want to say like it's like, oh, it's expected, so that's exactly what we get. we are so glad we got to witness, that great match. It was an outstanding matchup. And these guys, I could watch these guys wrestle all day because they just have that natural chemistry, and it's so great to see. But a really unfortunate and disappointing, left a really bad taste in our mouths when it comes to that tap-out finish. It's just like, God damn, you didn't have to go that route. But John Cena retained U.S. title. It'll be interesting to see what goes on in the future with both of these guys coming up. Next, we had a fucking Miz come out. They didn't do the triple threat because Ryback was hurt and came out looking like a just absolute fucking fool. And Big Show came out and punched him. So that happened. Which carried us into the main event. We had the WWE World Championship on the line with champion Seth Rollins going up against Brock Lesnar. Extremely curious of how this match was going to go down, how they were going to book it. Obviously, the speculation of possible returns and stuff like that going into this pay-per-view the couple days before, as far as setting up possible stuff towards SummerSlam, really started to weigh heavy on this matchup because you knew something was probably going to be going down towards the tail end of this matchup. There really wasn't a tail end to this matchup because they really gave them about 5 minutes, and then we had another amazing moment that we got to witness live. We saw Sting's WWE debut at Survivor Series back last fall. And we saw the return of The Undertaker last night at Battleground 2015. Great moment. It was awesome. And one thing we have to get out, and one thing that I noticed rewatching it back on the network, was how great of shape The Undertaker looks in just from the couple of months after WrestleMania. WrestleMania, he looked like he was literally on his deathbed. He looked terrible. He didn't look in good shape. His body just looked weak. And he didn't look like The Undertaker that we see, even in modern times, or in, today's age and stuff like that. But he looked great here. He really reminded me of, what he came back looking at WrestleMania 20. Because he kind of had just the plain black gear, nothing on it. His hair was, the same length and stuff like that. So he kind of looked like that. So a lot better shape. And just totally destroying Brock Lesnar, giving him a couple of tombstones and doing the traditional little, Undertaker pose in the middle of the ring, and obviously setting up, which I think is great. I think a lot of people aren't talking about, the revenge angle of an Undertaker. And I think, the line, which I told Quaddy, which is the first thing that came to my mind as far as how they could build this angle. You could build this angle on just one phrase. You took my streak, I'll take your soul. That's exactly what The Undertaker needs to say. That's he literally dropped the mic. That's all you need to say, and you have the entire feud booked right there. Because that's exactly how he should feel. It was always something like he was always confident going into all his WrestleManias. You have obviously that Undertaker mystique where he never was cocky about anything, but you always knew as The Undertaker, it was almost like a don't fuck with me type of thing. You're going to WrestleMania, don't fuck with me. And he would always take people out. And then at WrestleMania 30, seeing what we saw there, and live, which we both attended in New Orleans, having that, it's still fucking travesty that fucking happened there. I still just, the way that went down was terrible. But having the streak in and having Taker come back nowadays after a Lesnar take out Kane as well, and everyone shitting on Kane and bringing Undertaker's name up and having him come back for you took my fucking streak, dude, and not cool type of thing. And I think if they book this properly, I think it'd be great. And obviously leading into something probably come up here at SummerSlam next month. And yeah, setting up some big shit, going into SummerSlam. Having The Undertaker wrestle at a non-WrestleMania show, that's some big shit. We haven't seen that since 2010. That was the last run that I could remember with him and Kane when they were feuding for the title. And then WrestleMania 27 started the string where he just wrestled at WrestleMania. So pretty big moment here. Awesome to see. The crowd popped fucking major hard for this shit, and it was awesome to see Taker here. And I think the setup is great for that. And the only takeaway that you have from it is how it made Rollins look. It made Rollins in the WWE Championship look weaker than The Undertaker, which WWE's been prone to do. They always book Undertaker like the be-all, end-all, which, can't really blame them there. But as far as Ron goes, just kind of bitching out and doing what they're doing, having his ass get destroyed. He literally hit 4 offensive moves in that matchup. But hopefully he can move on to bigger and better things and have a great matchup at SummerSlam coming up here, which I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to be booking with Rollins and the World Championship going forward. But Undertaker's return, huge moment here, awesome moment to see at the end of Battleground.
It's kind of funny how with all these spoilers out now, and just how everybody knew Taker's there, and they just didn't know where. But still, that pop was still so defining and so crazy. And
well, yeah, another thing I noticed, a lot of the word talking out, it did it at a random moment.
Yeah.
It was like after an F5 and a 1 count. So you don't see, you'd see like, oh, Lesnar wins or something, and then you're celebrating and then set up and come out. Those are a 1 count on an F5, and then you hear the dong.
Yeah.
Or the gong. The dong.
And just the dong. Just the craziness of that match. And like J-Man said, just with Seth Rollins looking like a little girl coming out of it, it's just whatever.
Right.
We'll see what comes out of Monday, because this is before Raw happened. We'll see what comes out off of Raw, if we'll continue on with Rollins and Lesnar or something new. But I have a feeling in the long run it's going to help Lesnar and Taker's feud more.
Right.
And just the way like he came out, like Jimmy said, after that 1 count, you knew something crazy was going to happen. And the funniest thing is, most people didn't realize this, but since we were live, we saw it. Just Paul Heyman and what the storytelling he can do. Not even in the ring, not even anything associated with like
no cameras on him.
No, nothing. But just the way he acts and the way he like treats each match, how it's like the world's coming to an end.
Yep.
And when Taker came back in, if you rewatch it and you watch Heyman start yelling, you could hear him yelling, "No, no, no, no." And just the craziness of what's going on with that and what Heyman can do to a match, just beyond.
He's the best. That's for sure.
Beyond words. So, really interesting to see what comes out of Raw. SummerSlam has a lot going into it. Hopefully it continues on and doesn't disappoint.
Yeah. A lot of stuff, a lot of questions we answered out of this, and a lot of setup for everything going in, and really setting up something that they weren't really going forward to, which is SummerSlam, and now the big setup has started here. Having the Undertaker come out here, an obvious setup going into SummerSlam. So really intrigued by everything going on here that happened. Enjoyable show. We got some good matches here and a great moment here towards the end as well. So had a lot of fun. One last thing we need to do that we haven't done over the years.
Yeah, we have.
We tried, and then other people.
We didn't try.
We didn't do it, but a fan tried to, and then stalker probably would put the words on it. But one thing we haven't done is really gotten involved with a lot of other forms of social media. I have no other forms of social media except for this right here. I know Quad and Ryan and Robert's all over that shit. But one thing we wanted to do, and my fiance, with my loving, beautiful fiance, was up for manning this duty of being our new social media I don't know, whatever, some fucking word. She's going to go ahead and run our new Twitter page and our new Facebook page. Our Twitter is PWP YouTube, so be looking out for that. We're going to try and, I guess we can't because it's shooting now, but we were saying, like, now we can put those stupid little Twitter fucking phrases at the bottom of Raw and shit like that. Now we have that. And then just Pro Wrestling Pulse on Facebook. So be looking out for that. She is totally controlling all that stuff with just kind of suggestions here and there for me. Or from me, and so hopefully we can get that out there, and we'll be having some kind of a little bit more special things we can get out, and pictures of this and that whenever stuff going on, or give you guys heads up for videos coming out, or word of what we're thinking about doing coming up.
Ideas there too.
Yeah, and it's another platform for you guys out there for shoot us ideas or how you're feeling about stuff, or even just talking about wrestling in general. And she could tell me, and then we could talk about it, whatever the case may be, or put it up to you guys. So it's just some numerous forms.
Or she can handle it
herself. Or she can handle it herself. She knows her shit. She was there. She knows what's going down. So yeah, it's just more platform for you guys to express your opinions, and easier for us to get it out there and help you guys with what we're going to be doing, coming up, or this and that. So be on the lookout for that. I'll put it. I don't know if I'll put it on the screen, or I'll definitely have it in the description box. I'll have the link to my video that's making the rounds, blowing shit up. I'm fucking super over.
Blowing.
So how over? It's pretty fucking. That's a Ryan thing. I actually fucked it up. We're gonna be eating like Diane Keaton, baby. That was Dusty Rhodes doing that skit. But yeah, so be on the lookout for all that kind of stuff. We'll have everything. We just created it all today, so it's in its infantry stages. Is that right? Any language teacher? Is she a language teacher? Science teacher? What is she? What is Kelly?
She's science.
Infant stages? What infantry stage?
School science.
There, whatever. She'd probably be able to tell me. Who knows?
Junior high.
There it is. So yeah, be on the lookout for that stuff. Like you said, we have more ideas and stuff like that, and just more platforms for us to kind of get shit out to you guys. So Yeah, we'll have all this stuff in the description
dinner time.
to check it out. It is dinner time. You get kind of hungry. You need to check out some Raw and see what's going on here. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up for our WWE Battleground 2015 review. For my partner Quaddy, I am J-Man, and thank you for watching another edition for Wrestling Pulse, the Pulse, Professional Wrestling World.